The National Food Strategies report says we have to eat less meat and dairy. If the world's cows were a country, they'd belch and fart more greenhouse gas than Brazil or Germany. Changing that lies with technology, and it starts with a green dot on Nellie's nose. There's no real sign that a cow is burping then?
No, there's not like an audible sort of belch as one would imagine.
Right,
but,
yeah. The report points to reducing gas emissions in agriculture as well as changing our diets. So this green laser dot may be the start of something big.
So we've been detecting the amount of methane that the cow's been emitting, and we've been seeing it in just the normal ambient breathing back and forth, and then we've occasionally seen spikes where the cow has done a belch, which is a particularly methane-filled belch.
So Nellie has been fed with garlic, which knocks out methanogens, methane-producing microorganisms, in her stomach. It's harmless to her, but removes harmful methane dramatically from her burps. Proof's in the pudding, and here it is. Garlic pellets going into the feed mix for the 400-strong Holstein and Jersey herd on this Lancashire farm.
We want a sustainable business in a sustainable world, and if we can do our little part to try and improve our business and then demonstrate that to other businesses, then that can be part of our contribution.
You know, many of us feel a personal responsibility or a desire to do something. You know, I've got a 3-year-old son. You know, it's the same issue, isn't it, with the global planetary health and what are we going to leave for our grandchildren, essentially.
Cardiff and the Mootal Laboratory, home of this garlic feed which cuts methane emissions from cow burps by 1/3.
If we, for example, are feeding all the cows today with Mootal, it would be the equivalent of taking all the cars of the EU off the road today.
So all in all, an apparently simple and fast way of cutting down a major source of greenhouse gas emissions globally. Back in Lancashire, the question is, can this be scaled up? It works here because these cows produce bespoke, niche barista milk. Customers want to know where and how it's arriving in their lattes and will pay a premium. Ultimately, this can probably only work at scale globally if farmers are properly incentivized by a carbon credit system. That's essentially paying farmers because they are reducing the greenhouse gases coming out of either ends of their animals. So far so good, but it only goes so far. Today's report joins the loud chorus. Cattle produce monumental amounts of greenhouse gas pollution compared to eating plants.
About a quarter of the whole climate change challenge boils down to our food system and the emissions related to creating our food. And the biggest chunk of that is through our meat and dairy.
Ed and Joe are exploring other avenues, reducing ammonia, for example. But science and this latest government advice argue the solution is fewer cows, 30% fewer.
We can still have some beef and dairy farming in the UK, but it's pretty clear that there needs to be less of it. And some of the land that's currently used for that will be better used for human edible crops.
Sustainability through technology and changing our diet. Today's advice to government points firmly to both as the only options we have.